Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to part 3 of our NASCAR 25 Let's Play. Yes, we returned this weekend here to Bristol Motor Speedway. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live yesterday out at Phoenix, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. Of course, after a pretty decent race out of Daytona, we really struggled out of Phoenix. But I did kind of learn a lot. I kind of, sometimes it's those tougher races where you actually learn more than the ones you do really well at. So as we head back east towards Bristol Motor Speedway this weekend, we've actually got a few exciting things going on. First of all, I've brought my first new upgrade to the car. Yes, we have now got a level 3 engine. I spent some of my hard-earned money to give ourselves hopefully a little bit more horsepower. Of course, Bristol is the fastest half mile in the world, and I believe is kind of known as like the Colosseum, or the last Colosseum of NASCAR racing as well. But you guys have been giving me a lot of helpful tips down in the comments below as well. So a massive thank you to all of you guys for your continued support. Of course, if you're watching this on the main Matt212 YouTube channel, today's video will be the last of the NASCAR 25 series. It's going live here. There will be a link down in the description below over to Matt212 Oval Racing. Get yourself subscribed over there because I'm having so much fun with this. I'm definitely going to be continuing it for the foreseeable future as well. And obviously a massive thank you to everybody that has already got themselves subscribed to that channel as well. As you can see, we've kind of got a fresh-ish livery on the car. I'm terrible at the livery editor in every game I've ever played, but it's orange and that's the most important thing as we head back to Bristol. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Like I said, make sure you drop a sub if you're new around here as well. But let's just head out. The ARCA 200, race 3 of 19. I'm really hoping we can smash through this season and hopefully be more competitive again this weekend.
Race fans from all across the country, welcome to the last race of the one and only Bristol Motor Speedway. Get up your feet and make some noise because it's time to bring the thunder to Bristol.
Well, here we are then for my first ever laps. Whoa, at Bristol Motor Speedway is immediately the back end trying to overtake the front. Luckily, we will keep it inside track limits then. But yeah, if you've never seen Bristol, it is a circuit, like I said, it's only a half-mile oval, so it's the shortest one we've been to so far. And I believe the only other half-miler now in NASCAR's Top Flight series is Martinsville. So it is literally these two venues, and they are completely different. Martinsville, of course, one of, I think, the slowest oval on the Cup Series schedule. Bristol, actually a very quick circuit. But you can just see, I mean, it's just all heavily banked corners, as I'm immediately going to make myself an enemy by getting down the inside there of the 19 car. But you kind of obviously got to try and really keep the car in the groove. You can run it high up towards the wall. It can be a bit of a risky line if you get too high up there, though, because, of course, there is no real room to hide. This, of course, as well, can often be the scene of some chaotic races, especially towards the sharp end of the championship as well. But I think kind of holding the car down low a bit more is probably going to be the way to go here. So there we go. I've met my goal this weekend. So, team already reckon I can come back to the pit lane. I think I'm going to do a few more, though. But I will join you guys in qualifying. Well, heading back out then, ready for qualifying here. I'm looking forward to this one. Once again, it looks like it's going to be William Sawalich, Brendan Queen, and Jake Finch that seem to be the kind of guys right at the sharp end. As all that's could give me a penalty if I'm not too careful there. But we seem to be a bit more competitive here today. We seem to be fighting in and around the top 20 here at Bristol based on free practice times. Now, normally I would expect that I'm going to qualify a little bit lower. And then hopefully try and get, obviously, a little bit of progress in the races. But yeah, 2-lap qualifying session here because, well, as you guys saw in practice, the laps are barely kind of 16, 17 seconds long. It's got to really try and use the angle through the camber as well. And it's, yeah, really tough still. I know a lot of you guys have been complaining that you've got no force feedback in this game. And I know iRacing are desperately trying to bring a fix to the title. I've had no problems with it so far on my Fanatec gear, but of course it's not ideal. We do improve on what I managed in practice, and we do end up 25th, so that means we complete our goal there, but a little bit further away than where I was hoping As it's going to be Jake Finch then that takes the pole. Just 5 thousandths of a second clear of Williams Sawalich there. Brendan Queen in third, so again, no real shocks there. Top 5 covered by less than a tenth of a second. But let's see what happens as night falls here along Bristol. Things are probably going to get crazy.
Let's go trackside now for the command to start this ARCA Menard Series race. Drivers, start your engines!
Well, here we go then, out at Bristol, ready for tonight's race. We've smashed through practice and qualifying, and let's see what we can do then as we head into this 50-lap main event here. Not getting off to the best start in the world, Trevor Huddleston will immediately get around my outside there down in towards turn 1. But let's just try and keep it clean and tidy as I seem to have... Oh, no, that's definitely not the right one. I'm going to end up cycling through all of the buttons, aren't I? I want my virtual mirror back if I possibly can. There we go. Just remembering, oh, what button that is. Oh, I'm almost going to get wrecked on lap 2. Somehow hanging onto it there. I put someone else into the wall. That's not ideal. And I think we've almost got a spinner somehow able to hang on to it. But no idea who that was trying to have a look down my inside on just lap 2 of this race. But clearly wanted to try and make an impact nice and early on. This isn't going to be a track where you can really break free at the front. It's not hopefully going to be as strung out as Phoenix was last week. But can still be really, really tough there. There's a lot of AI trying to kind of hold a wider line there. So they're going to try and immediately have a look back past Leicester as we make our way down onto lap 4. Just trying to hug the low line and get on that throttle as early as you can there. Don't really give them any room to really make it happen. But obviously if we just run up wide a little bit through the first part of the corner, cut back down low and get the run off the corner. There you go. We'll be able to make that one happen as well then. I think as the stint, kind of as we get through it, maybe we'll need third gear. But I can't imagine that's going to be the case here at Bristol. Obviously, it's not quite like Phoenix. You know, we're obviously having to downshift, everything like that. Really try and manage the throttle quite a lot. Around here, it is all about just trying to maintain speed into the corner and then get the throttle down on the exit. As you can see there, trying to have a look to the inside of Alex Clubb there in the number 3 car. Again, we should... I mean, the thing is around here, overtakes, at a bare minimum, are likely going to take 2 laps to complete. And it's kind of just that interesting dynamic there, is you've got to try and make sure you give everybody good racing respect. But still doing very, very well early on then. It's Brad Smith, obviously winner out at Daytona. And I didn't realise it at the time. But it was actually a real good feel-good story inside this game. So, for those of you that don't know Brad Smith, he's competed in the ARCA series since the late 80s. 1988 he made his debut. So he has literally been racing in this series on and off for the better part of 40 years. Has only ever, I think he's done just over 300 races. Has only ever had 3 top 10s in real life. And even one of those he DNF'd. It was just more cars DNF before him. And then of course he has never won a race, but managed to win the Daytona race in this series. So I'm sure if that did happen in 2026, it would be a hugely, hugely popular win for Brad Smith as well. So maybe I'm going to become like a Brad Smith ARCA fan in the not too distant future as well then. But already then up into double digits of laps. We've made up a few places early on. I want to try and get a top 20 in this race. My hope is obviously that we can just keep progressing, you know, kind of steadily through the first half of the season. Try and keep improving our results better and better as we try and bring more and more upgrades to this car. But I think that's going to be the key early on. Don't use up too many of our, like, WP points, I think they're called. Obviously, or sorry, no, it's the R points, isn't it, for the repairs. And actually just spend a bit of money on upgrading the car there as well. Bumping and bashing with ARCA royalty then, as I'm now calling him. Can we try and make the move happen? Yeah, there you go. Just about able to get in front. Sometimes I feel like our spotter is a little bit early with kind of calling when we're clear. But this time around we're doing alright, as we are already nearly a lap down on Brendan Queen then, who seems to have taken... Did he take the lead at the front, or did he start on the pole? I can't quite remember, in all honesty. But we're doing a good job, as I can see there, 3 wide up in front. It'd be good if we, you know, get a bit of chaos here. But we definitely do seem to have better long-run pace in this car than these short runs. Obviously, with qualifying and things like that, it's all getting a big run. Oh, we're 3 wide temporarily. This isn't good, as someone there is going to back out of it. I don't know. Oh, no, I think that's a lapped car, isn't it? So we are making good progress as Rita Gula just in front of me. Again, I apologise. I'm probably butchering some of the names inside this series, but already then having to deal with some lapped cars as Brendan Queen not too far behind either. So, getting very, very loose there as we just kind of got a little bit of dirty air off of the door of the 31 car. Seems to be now a little bit stuck behind the 71 though, so we might be able to try and get a bit of a run down this back straight. But this is the other thing, of course, at Bristol. There is nowhere to hide. We've been lucky so far. I've made a couple of little mistakes, but we seem to have got away with it. Just trying to tip the car in through turn 1 and turn 2. I mean, you lose track of where you are around here. As Ide Tamayo just struggling a little bit to get to grips with that car as well. Here we go. There's Brendan Queen right up on my bumper now. So I'm sure will not take him long before he's trying to make the move happen. So just see there, everybody. I mean, look how much drive he's got of turn 1 and turn 2 there. Able to get to the inside. But I think, oh, there's William Zawalic as well. Trying to make the move happen. Zawalic in the 18. Diving past Brendan Queen there. Taking the opportunity. And I'm going to give him a bit of a push down in towards turn 1 then. Get on with it. Move out of the way. Carry on your battle up at the front of the order. And hopefully, obviously, we can try and use this to help benefit ourselves. There is Brendan Queen maybe trying to play things a bit calmer here. And Zawalic, he's got no interest in that. As we're almost at half distance then in this race. We are up to 21st. But now it becomes very tricky to work out who I'm actually racing with. And who's either a lap up or a lap down. So again, you can just see Brendan Queen there getting caught up behind the number 4 car. That is Dale Corsley, who is really, really struggling. So again, we will send it into the corner. I don't know how much steering like you can try and run. But we seem to be able to kind of flick the steering in quite a lot. So there goes Jake Finch as well. I think it's going to be those 3 that dominate this season. Trying to get an eye then on Lady Busey just in front. As well, I just see that. I mean, you've really just got to allow the car to roll off the corner, don't you? As obviously a lot of the camber falls away. As again, we've got a lot of battles going on just behind me. I think both of these two trying to go a lap on us. So we've still got that car on the inside. I wish your spotter did give you a little bit more updates. You know, kind of, well, come on. Courtly there, giving him a bit of a shove down through turn 1. As we will pin him right up against the wall as well through the exit of the corner. Very, very slow there, maybe struggling in that car. But this is where I want to try and get past the number 2 car. Just to try and move up inside that top 20. As we will go for a big dive down the inside. Try and get it slowed down through the midway point of the corner. I'm getting a little bit scared there that I think this, I don't know, 22, I believe it is. Oh, so there's a little bit of bumping and bashing on the inside there. Sorry, no, it's the 55 of Isabella Robusto having a look down the inside there in the 5th place car. So, yeah, didn't want to try and hold them up too much. I think we have affected the lead of this race a couple of times. I've noticed a lot of people saying that it seems like whoever takes pole normally wins. That isn't going to happen today, but that was probably my fault. I should also probably preface that it normally doesn't happen on super speedways either. There's Cody Dennison then not too far up the road. I don't think we'll go 2 laps down, though, to William Zawalic today, which is good, because considering this is a much, much shorter oval than Phoenix, that's probably quite a good thing. Clearly, we are becoming more and more competitive inside the ARCA series, of course. Like I said, Daytona, of course, is a great equaliser. Everybody can be competitive out at Daytona, but then when we come to a lot more of these tight technical circuits, you really kind of get an idea as to how much time some of those faster cars have really got in them. It's down the inside of Dennison then as he got caught up a little bit behind some slower traffic. Only a handful of laps to go now, but we are up to 19th. Is there going to be any more places we can get? Koga is the next car up in front, who I believe is just there in the 12 car. Yeah, right in front of us. Oh no, this is not good. We're having a dive bomb, people. Just everybody. I think Lamar Scott there, I think he senses an opportunity to try and gain a freebie through obviously all this battling going on in front there. As you can just see now, Koga starting to lose a little bit of ground as well. There's Brian Clubb, who of course I think we had a battle with early on in this race. And there is the 12 car just in front of us here. As it definitely feels like these cars have got a little bit, I would argue maybe a bit too much front end grip. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to the insane amount of camber here at Bristol. But it kind of feels like you can really chuck them in And they will kind of just stick there as to the inside of the 12. We'll door him slightly. The laps car there a little bit further behind wants nothing to do with it, as I think they're just trying to hold a high line and stay out of too much trouble. So there we go. Oh, there's a wreck in front of us. Which way are they going? The 13's been turned. I don't believe that was for position for us there, but late on in the day, clearly now Bristol, maybe the temper's starting to flare, and the 13 has been completely disposed of. I don't know if they've been able to get going again, or if so, how quickly, but that could have been a huge check-up, and a lot more problems for a lot of people. There's Tyler Reef there, still just in front of us. Yeah, clearly, I mean, I love the fact the AI willing to get the elbows out with each other. Really, really cool to see. Late on in the day as well, but trying just to make it through these final 6 or 7 laps here, of course. Sawalich. Oh no, it's Brendan Queen back in front now. So no idea what's happened to the 18 then of Sawalich. But maybe he's just got caught out at the wrong place at the wrong time, as there goes Dale Quarterly again. Just on the outside line here, but clearly now then, that whole thing I said earlier on about how Pole tends to win on pretty much all of the non-super speedways might still be the case, despite the fact he lost the lead earlier on. Brendan Queen maybe has just got the speed, got the pace here, got the confidence late on, as just with a handful of laps to go. We are now into a bit of, well, empty track space here. Oh, that's not good. Maybe getting a bit too confident all by myself late on in the day. We've got to be careful not to damage the car too much, because of course all that resource that we'll have to use up to obviously try and get it sorted. Really trying to take as much out of the tyres as we can. Don't need to give them back at the end of this, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, we can just use up all of those as best as possible there, as I'm trying to work out. I don't think you can really scoop the inside wheel off the camber there to really rotate the back end through. Just doesn't really seem to work, so you want to be careful with that. But I believe, is this white flag out next lap then? I think it will be, as Brendan Queen almost 2 laps ahead of us. But we're going to have 3 different winners from our opening 3 races of the season. So great to see that this championship is hopefully going to be a bit wide open. Although again, I think it's still going to be Sawalich, Queen and Jake Finch there that are probably going to be the dominant trio this season. Through the final corners though, here out at Bristol Motor Speedway, P18, I'm happy to take it. And there we go then, after a bit of a sketchy time halfway through, Brendan Queen will take the win just ahead of William Sawalich there in that JGR car. 1.5 seconds clear in the end, as Jake Finch actually came under huge amounts of pressure from his teammate there, Isabella Robusto. Isaac Kitzmiller in 5th, just ahead of LeVar Scott, Tyler Reef. Oh, I didn't realise there was 2 Kitzmillers in this. Jason there in 9th, just ahead of Greg Van Alst as well inside your top 10. Zachary Tinkle might be my new favourite name inside this game as well. P18 for us though. We made good progress. Happy that obviously we made a bit of progress, especially in comparison to last weekend. As Becca Monopoly, I don't even believe it was the 13 car that got spammed. That was Tanner Reef, who ended up 3 laps down. So we did a pretty good job of kind of staying out of too much trouble, especially after the incident very early on. And then having a look, 640 reputation, so we are slowly building our way up as well there. Obviously, we're getting a lot actually from meeting our incentives for obviously, you know, I set my objectives to the hard difficulty, mainly to try and get more cash, but it seems to be giving us quite a lot of reputation as well. And there we go. Queen breaks away here at Bristol. As Jake Bowman there, you see, some drivers try and finish as best as possible, as cleanly as they can. Matt Beard is not one of those drivers. Matt Beard as well, acting like they don't pay for their repairs. So, Takuma Koga and Jake Bowman, we have got some enemies, it would appear, early on this season. I guess that's what Bristol does inside the ARCA series. And there we go then, P18 in the end, $4,000 into our pockets as well. So we're bringing some good steady cash in as well. But you can see, yeah, I'm sure this track took a lot of kind of resource out of the car as well. Losing down to 117 overall car rating. So we will have to try and get that sorted before next weekend. As from what you guys were telling me, apparently, you've just got to listen to what crew chief reckons you should do. Davis Ramsey there is like the way you should do it, because apparently he like can alternate stuff and use willpower differently to what we can. Casti Mercer, though, we're a little short-handed in the garage and could use another mechanic on our team. So we've got a few people that we could probably try and hire. So here you can review all the current applicants to your team. As you hire more employees, your organisation tree will automatically fill out. So because obviously I've got the pro version of the game, I think obviously we can save a little bit of money on some of these as well. So John Stockton gives us 50% less willpower usage. I think that's going to be more useful than... I suppose we could probably hire all of these guys, can't we? So if we hire you, we're going to hire you. I don't know what... I guess we're just going to hire everybody. Why not, eh? Anybody that sends a CV over to the team, you can get a job with us. So, food for thought as well. What does he recommend then? There we go, so we can get everything sorted this time around, because of course we've got a lot of willpower as well now, so happy with that. We've still got 46 willpower. I was getting a little bit nervous that we weren't going to be able to get all that sorted. We will be back, though, next time out at Rockingham once again. Of course, we already obviously did our preview race there a few races back, of course, before we head to Talladega in a couple of days' time. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. Like I said in the intro, of course, if you're watching this on the main channel, all videos now will be going live exclusively on Mat 2 and 2 Oval Racing. But yeah, we will return very soon out at the Rock.